My husband's gonna die to get back at me. I thought 2 female have been with my husband for 5 male for a decade. It was the cliche corny love story. I used to see him at our local coffee shop, but never really gave him much attention. We were just passers by who happened to shop at the same place. Until one day, we both had the same order and walked up to the counter reaching for it. From there it was magic. We dated for 2 years and eloped in our 3rd. Like any other marriage, we've had our ups and downs. We came through strong each time. Life was good up until a year ago, when we learned my husband had stage 3 cancer. He's doing all the treatments, even when it drains the life out of him, and while the disease has slowed, it's still progressing. Doctors have recommended hospice, because at the rate he's going, they think the treatment will end him before the cancer does. I thought I was handling it well, until one day, a coworker asked me how I was doing, and I just broke down sobbing. I then cried when we just found out. I then cried when I had to lift him off the bathroom floor every time after his chemo. I then cried when he was hospitalized with pneumonia because of his weakened immune system. I then cried when his doctors recommended he off himself. But that day I did, and that was the start of my worst mistake. I confided in my coworker 39 male about the stress, and somewhere, he became my stress relief. I shamefully started an affair that lasted up until last week, when my husband found out. I'd forgot to delete some texts and he read them. I could see the emptiness in his eyes. He never lost the will to fight after every bad prognosis, but finding out my betrayal drained him of it. His exact words were, "Well, I guess I have nothing left to fight for." He has called his doctor and told him he reconsidered his opinion on hospice. No matter how much I'm crying, begging and pleading, my husband's going to off himself as a revenge. That's actually insane. Even when she cheats, she still makes herself the victim. I cheated on my wife 3 years ago. She agreed to forgive me if we opened the marriage, but now I live in agony every day. So basically my wife 39 found out that I, for one, have been hooking up with a woman I met online who lived 2 hours away. When the woman visited, we checked into a hotel. This went on for 3 months, and we had met a handful of times when my wife caught us. She was waiting in the hotel lobby and saw us come down from the room. She left that day. We separated for 8 months and they were terrible on all of us, especially the children, 9, 7 and 3. We started talking about getting back together. My wife thought that since our sex life wasn't enough for me, and that she was sure I would cheat on her again, we might as well open the marriage. I told her no, because I've learned my mistake. At his big ass age of 41. Guys, you hearing that? This man learned cheating is bad. But she didn't waver. I relented. We decided. She did. Not to tell each other when, where and with whom. Now over 2 years later, we're back to normal on the outside. On the inside I'm dying a little each day. Every time I see her happy, I wonder if it's just her old bubbly self, or if she's thinking of someone. She's a very beautiful woman, and I'm sure she has no problem finding men who want her. Whenever she takes a shower after coming home, whenever she rejects my advances, I think she has been with someone and that kills me. Kinda ironic that that's what happened to the wife when she found out he was cheating. I've tried to discuss closing of the marriage again, but she shuts these attempts very quickly with a divorce card. Before all this happened, we had amazing sex several times a week, but now, we've probably done it 4 to 5 times these past 3 years. She demands I use protection and refuses to let me eat her or make her finish in any way. I stopped asking because the sex is painfully bad now. I haven't slept with anyone else, because the look on my wife's face in that lobby still makes me sick with guilt. I don't know how much more I can take. I love my wife, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Will she ever stop punishing me? Have you ever forgiven a cheating spouse and stopped punishing them? What's going on in her head? I mean, what's going on in her head is that she can't trust you anymore, and she probably doesn't want to break up because of the kids. 99% of the time I'd recommend breaking up when the relationship is this beyond saving, but I want this guy to suffer. I, 25 female, begged my partner 28 male for an open relationship 8 months in. He left. 8 months ago I asked my partner for an open relationship as I got bored with him. Nothing wrong, but he just didn't excite me much. And he agreed, but he proceeded to tell me there's a catch. If he catches feelings for a partner, he's going to leave me for her. And that's exactly what happened. And I want him back in my arms. He left me for his new partner, 28 or 29ish. What can I do to win his love back? Update 1. Probably nobody asked for this, but here's an update. I was kicked out of his house last Sunday. That's 6 days now, and I excruciatingly missed him. I'll do anything to get him to return to me, but he looks so happy on social media with his new partner that I'm pretty sure he was cheating on me with. There's no way this is real. This is so on the nose. Anyways, I tried calling him. No answer. I saw him in public and he pretended not to even know who the fuck I was. He won't acknowledge my existence, so I went to a formal place just to talk, and things got hostile. His new girlfriend hates me for some reason. I didn't even know her. She proceeded to try and attack me, while he tried to split us up and get me out the door. When he had his back turned, she maced me, and now he's trying to file a restraining order on me. The hell did I do wrong? She attacked me and pepper sprayed me. How can I convince him he's dating a psychopath? Update 2. My ex followed with the restraining order on me. This will probably be the last update. The restraining order has been filed. I'm not allowed within 100 feet of my ex and his new girlfriend Jess. I'm planning to move back to my home in Arizona and start over. They're happy, and I just want to find peace with myself. Thanks for everyone's advice and opinions. Yes, I was already in therapy and I still am. Please, anyone my age or younger, listen to my advice. TikTok is not cool. Please delete it. It's done nothing but harm, and other people's stupidity can really poison your minds. I'm living proof. Thank you. Take care. I mean, I don't really need to say much about this one, but restraining orders are no joke. There's people with the legit stalkers that can't get them. So whatever OP did, she definitely deserved the mace. I 42 male, cheated on my wife 43 female. Should I tell her what happened? I had an emotional affair with a colleague a little over 4 years ago. Whilst it doesn't diminish the fact, it still was an affair, therefore betrayal. It only became physical once after too much alcohol, although there was no sex involved and just kissing. Seavid then happened, and it fizzled down and she left the company. Looking back, I'm glad that I did, as it was a major mistake on my part that I massively regret. I can only put what I did down to a midlife crisis type event, and weakness on my part. My wife and I always had a really good relationship, spent most of our time together, and had lots of future plans. We have 2 teen kids, and make a great team. The only negative aspect in our relationship is that my wife never initiates sex, which despite having numerous arguments and conversations about, she's unwilling to change. I think this led me to have low self-esteem about myself, and so when I did receive some overt female attention for the first time in years, I lost myself a bit and fell for the potential excitement of a new relationship. So do I come clean and tell my wife, or do I continue to live with the guilt for my wife and kids' benefit? I mean, you're not doing it for their benefit, you're doing it for your own, because you know your wife will leave you the second she finds out. Update: I've read hundreds and hundreds of people's posts. Clearly there's more nuance than a simple Reddit story can portray, and it's disappointing that people assume about me without evidence. I do my fair share of chores and always have. I was a stay-at-home dad for a few years, and I can say hand on heart, I spend more time with my wife and kids than most men. That said, I'm certainly not trying to diminish whose fault it is. It's 100% mine. I effed up. I made a poor choice. I regret it immensely and I wish I could turn back time, but I can't, and I'll have to live with the choices I made whatever happens. I'm not going to lie, the excuses I gave regarding alcohol, lack of initiation, low self-esteem, etc. were probably me trying to kick the bucket on some level. Whilst I do believe there were factors in what led me to do what I did, like many of you said, it was ultimately my choice, and it was me being weak and trying to use them as excuses for what I did. Whilst the initiation thing is a real issue for me, despite what some of you have suggested, I understand that it's a completely separate issue, and one that I need to park until I've sorted out being the best husband and father first. Why I really can't reconcile in my head with all of this is why I was so weak at this point when I'd never come close to cheating before or after. It doesn't really matter, I suppose, as I did it. I haven't 100% decided what to do yet, although I'm leaning towards not saying anything on the basis that I'll never do anything like this again, and I'm going to commit to work at being the best husband and father that I can be from here on. I know a lot of you guys may not agree with that, but life isn't as black and white as the stories would have you believe. I screwed up. I need to learn from that, but I'm unwilling to throw away 20 years of marriage and damage my kids irreparably for my fuck up. I mean, you already threw away the 20 years of marriage by cheating. And 2 yeses. Yes, your wife needs to know, and yes, she'll leave you. Unless a miracle happens and she doesn't. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. If you have any of the subreddits you'd like me to check out, let me know in the comments. If you've enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, take care.